My parents threw me into the streets like garbage. Beaten, bloodied, screaming my innocence while they screamed back that I was dead to them. Everyone thought they were protecting my sister from a monster. But here's what they didn't know. I was innocent. Every single word my sister said about me was a lie. And 7 years later, when the truth finally came out, they came crawling back, begging for the mercy they never showed me. Before we continue, please comment below, as I'd love to hear your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel to help us hit that big 1,000 subscriber milestone. I need to take you back to the beginning, back to when I was 28 years old, and life was perfect. My name is Malik Rivers, and I had everything a young black man could dream of. Full-ride athletic scholarship to State University. 3.8 GPA. Track team captain. I was the first person in my family to go to college, and I was killing it. My parents, Jerome and Carolyn Rivers, were so proud they'd cry at family gatherings just talking about me. My dad would stand up at Sunday dinners, hand on his heart, tears in his eyes, and say, "My son is going to be somebody. My son is going to break every chain that held this family down." I believed him. I believed in all of it. My younger sister Jasmine was adopted when I was 3 years old. Our parents couldn't have more kids after me, so they brought her into our family. I loved that girl, protected her, made sure nobody at school messed with her, walked her home every day until I left for college. But I didn't see what was building inside her. Didn't see the resentment growing every time our parents bragged about my achievements. Didn't notice how her smile got tighter every time I came home with another trophy, another award, another reason for our parents to be proud. I should have seen it coming. It was spring break of my senior year. I came home to surprise the family. Walked through the door of our little house in South Memphis with bags full of gifts. Got scholarships offers for grad school. Got a job lined up at a Fortune 500 company. My future was so bright it hurt to look at. Jasmine was in the living room when I walked in, 25 years old, still living at home, still working part-time at the grocery store, still trying to figure out her life. "Hey, Jazz," I said, dropping my bags. "I got you something." She looked at me, really looked at me. And for just a second, I saw something in her eyes that made my stomach drop. Something cold. Something hateful. But then she smiled. "Hey, big brother. Welcome home." That smile was a lie. Everything that came after was a lie built on that smile. 3 days later, my world ended. I was at my cousin LaShawn's house playing dominoes with my dad and Uncle Raymond. My phone rang. It was my mum. "Malik, you need to come home right now." Her voice was shaking. "What's wrong, Mama?" "Just come home. Now." I drove home with my heart pounding. Pulled up to see police cars in the driveway. My mum on the front porch crying. My dad standing there with his jaw clenched so tight I could see the muscles jumping. I got out of the car. "What happened? Is everyone okay?" My father's hand came out of nowhere. Hit me so hard I saw stars. I stumbled back against my car, tasting blood. "Dad, what?" "Don't you dare call me that." His voice was quiet, deadly quiet. "You are not my son." My mother was sobbing. "How could you do this to her? How could you do this to your own sister?" "Do what? What are you talking about?" That's when I saw Jasmine. She was in the doorway, tears streaming down her face, but when our eyes met, just for a fraction of a second, I saw it again. That cold, calculating look. She pointed at me. "He's been touching me since I was 14. He told me nobody would believe me if I told." The words hit me like bullets. "What? Jasmine, what are you? That's not true. I never—" My dad hit me again. Harder this time. I went down. "Lying piece of trash," he said. "After everything we did for you." I tried to get up, tried to explain. I swear on my life, I never touched her. Jasmine, why are you saying this? But nobody was listening. My Uncle Raymond came out of the house, kicked me while I was on the ground. My cousin LaShawn stood on the porch, shaking his head in disgust. The police separated us, took statements. My parents told them everything Jasmine had said, made it sound like I was a predator who'd been hurting my sister for over a decade. I kept saying it wasn't true, kept begging them to listen. But Jasmine had details, times, places. She'd thought this through. Please, I begged my mother. Please, Mama. You know me. You know I would never. She spat in my face. My own mother, the woman who raised me, who kissed my scraped knees and prayed over me every night. You are dead to me, she said. You hear me? Dead. The police said they couldn't arrest me without more evidence. But the damage was done. My family wanted me gone. My father threw my things into garbage bags, threw them into the yard. You got 1 hour to get off my property. If I ever see your face again, I'll kill you myself. I called my best friend, Christopher, from college. We'd been teammates for 4 years, brothers. Chris, man, I need help. Something terrible happened and I already heard, Malik. Jasmine called me. How could you do that to her, man? I didn't. Chris, you know me. He hung up. I called 3 more people. 3 more people who'd known me my whole life. All of them hung up. The word had spread fast. Jasmine had made sure of that. I had nowhere to go. No family, no friends, no money. My parents had been holding my part-time job earnings in an account they controlled. They cleaned it out. Said I didn't deserve a dime of their money. The university heard about the accusations, called me in, said that even though I wasn't charged with anything, they couldn't risk the scandal. My scholarship was gone. My job offer disappeared. My whole future evaporated in 72 hours. I lived in my car for 2 weeks, parked behind a gas station, cried myself to sleep every night, woke up every morning, hoping it was a nightmare. But it wasn't. It was real. My own sister had destroyed my life, and my family had believed her without asking a single question. I thought about ending it. Seriously thought about it. What was the point of living when everything you worked for was gone? When the people who were supposed to love you unconditionally turned their backs based on a lie? I was sitting in my car one night, holding a bottle of pills I'd bought, when someone knocked on my window. An older black man, well-dressed, concerned eyes. You okay, young brother? I wasn't okay. I was about as far from okay as a person could get. I'm fine, I lied. He didn't believe me. What's your name? Malik. I'm Anthony Mitchell. I own a security company downtown. You look like you could use a job and a place to stay. I stared at him. You don't even know me. I know a good man when I see one. I know when someone's going through hell. And I know that whatever brought you to this parking lot, you deserve better than this. I broke down. Right there in front of a complete stranger, I cried like a child. Anthony didn't judge, didn't pry. He just said, "Come on, son. Let's get you cleaned up." That night, Anthony took me to his house, fed me, gave me a room, asked me if I wanted to talk about it. I told him everything. The accusations, the disownment, the betrayal. He listened. Then he said something I'll never forget. Truth always comes to light, Malik. Always. Your job right now is to survive, to build yourself back up. When the truth comes out, and it will, you need to be standing tall. I wanted to believe him, but I couldn't see how the truth would ever come out. Jasmine had won. She'd destroyed me completely. Anthony gave me a job as a security guard, minimum wage, night shifts. But it was honest work. It was something. Slowly, painfully, I started rebuilding. Got my own apartment after 3 months. Started taking online classes. Worked my way up in Anthony's company. But that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was coming 7 years later, when I finally had a new life. A wife named Gabrielle who loved me. 2 beautiful kids, Jordan and Amara. My own security company that I'd built from nothing. That's when my mother called. That's when everything I'd buried came screaming back to the surface. Because Jasmine had finally told the truth. And my parents wanted forgiveness. But forgiveness was the one thing I could never give them. 7 years of silence. 7 years of building a life from ashes. Then my phone rang, and my mother's voice brought it all crashing back. "Malik, baby, please. I need to tell you something about Jasmine." The words I'd waited 7 years to hear, but they came 7 years too late. I was at my daughter Amara's 5th birthday party when the call came. Our backyard was full of kids screaming and laughing. My son Jordan was running around with his friends. My wife Gabrielle was cutting the cake. This was my life now, my real life. The one I built after my old life was burned to the ground. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. "Hello?" "Malik." I froze. I knew that voice. Hadn't heard it in 7 years, but I knew it. "Mama." "Baby, please don't hang up. Please. I need to talk to you." My hand started shaking. Gabrielle saw my face from across the yard. Mouthed, "You okay?" I wasn't okay. Hearing my mother's voice after all this time was like being punched in the chest. "How did you get this number?" I asked. "I've been looking for you for 6 months. Hired a private investigator. Malik, I need to see you. There's something you need to know. There's nothing you need to tell me that I want to hear. It's about Jasmine, about what she said. Baby, she lied." The world stopped spinning. "What did you just say?" My mother was crying, full-on sobbing. "She lied, Malik. She made it all up. She confessed everything. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I walked away from the party, went to the front of the house where nobody could hear me. My heart was slamming against my ribs. She confessed? When? 3 months ago. She broke down, told us everything. Said she was jealous of you, jealous of how proud we were. She wanted to hurt you, and she did. And now she can't live with what she did. 3 months ago. They'd known the truth for 3 months and were just now calling me. "Where is she?" I asked. "She's in therapy, trying to deal with the guilt. Malik, she's sick. She needs help. She needed help 7 years ago, before she destroyed my life." I know, baby. And I'm sorry. Your father and I are so sorry. We should have listened to you. We should have investigated. We should have believed our son." Should have. The 2 most useless words in the English language. "Why are you calling me now?" I asked. "After 7 years of nothing, why now?" My mother went quiet. Too quiet. "Mama, why are you calling me now? We need help, Malik. We're in trouble." And there it was. The real reason for the call. "What kind of trouble?" "We lost everything. Your father got sick 3 years ago. Cancer. The treatments wiped out our savings. We lost the house. Lost the car. We've been living with your Aunt Diane and Uncle Raymond, but they're struggling too. We're about to be on the street, Malik. We need..." "Money," I finished. "You need money. We need our son," she said. "We need you to forgive us. We need..." "You need me to save you," I said. "Just like you saved me when I was living in my car, right?" "Oh, wait. You didn't. You left me to rot." "Malik, please. Did you look for me then? When I was homeless and broken? Did you hire a private investigator to find me and make sure I was okay? Silence. That's what I thought, I said. You only came looking when you needed something from me. It's not like that. It's exactly like that. Jasmine confessed 3 months ago, but you only called now because you're desperate. If you still had money, I'd still be dead to you. My mother's crying got louder. That's not fair. Fair? I laughed. It was a bitter, ugly sound. You want to talk about fair? You spit in my face. Dad beat me in front of the police. Uncle Raymond kicked me while I was on the ground. Nobody asked for my side of the story. Nobody gave me the benefit of the doubt. You threw me away like trash based on a lie. We made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting someone's birthday. What you did was unforgivable. But here's what I didn't tell her. What I couldn't tell her. Part of me wanted to forgive them. Part of me wanted my mother back. 7 years doesn't erase 28 years of love. It doesn't erase every hug, every encouraging word, every proud smile. That's what made it hurt so much. I still loved them, and they'd still destroyed me. Can we see you? My mother asked. Please, just let us explain in person. Let us apologize face to face. No. Malik, I said no. I have a life now, a wife, kids, people who actually believe in me. I'm not letting you anywhere near them. We're your family. You stopped being my family 7 years ago. Anthony Mitchell is my family. Gabrielle is my family. My kids are my family. You're just people I used to know. I hung up, stood there shaking, trying to breathe, trying not to fall apart at my daughter's birthday party. Gabrielle found me 5 minutes later, put her hand on my shoulder. Who was that? She asked. I told Gabrielle everything about my past, about the accusations, about being disowned. She was the only person besides Anthony who knew the whole truth. My mother, I said. Her eyes went wide. What did she want? She wanted to tell me that Jasmine confessed, that she lied about everything. Gabrielle pulled me into a hug, held me tight. Oh, baby, are you okay? They want money, I said into her shoulder. They're broke and homeless, and they want me to save them. What did you tell her? I told her no. Gabrielle pulled back, looked at me. Do you want to help them? That was the question I couldn't answer, because yes and no were both true. I don't know, I admitted. Part of me wants them to suffer like they made me suffer. Part of me feels sick thinking about my parents on the street. You don't owe them anything, Gabrielle said. After what they did to you, you don't owe them a single thing. She was right. I knew she was right. But knowing something and feeling it are two different things. We went back to the party. I smiled and clapped and sang happy birthday. Pretended everything was fine. But inside I was 17 again, bleeding in my parents' front yard, begging them to believe me. That night, after the kids were asleep, I told Gabrielle the whole conversation. They knew for 3 months, I said. 3 months, only called because they're desperate. That's disgusting, Gabrielle said. They don't deserve your help. I know, but you're thinking about it anyway. I was. I hated that I was, but I was. They're my parents, I said. I can't just let them be homeless. They let you be homeless, Gabrielle reminded me. They didn't lose a single night of sleep over it. She was right. I knew she was right. But then my phone rang again. Different number this time. It was my father. Malik. His voice was rough, older. Your mother told me she called you. Yeah, she did. I need to say something to you. Man to man. I waited. I was wrong, he said. I was wrong about everything. I should have believed you. Should have protected you. Should have been your father instead of... His voice cracked. I failed you, son. I failed you in the worst way a father can fail a child. Hearing him call me son broke something in me. Something I'd kept locked up tight for 7 years. You beat me, I said quietly. You beat me and threw me out and told me I was dead to you. I know I did. And I'll regret it every day for the rest of my life. But I'm begging you, Malik. I'm begging you to give me a chance to make it right. There's no making this right. Then give me a chance to try. Please, let me see my son one more time before I die. You're not dying. The cancer came back, he said. Stage 4. Doctors gave me 6 months, maybe less. My throat closed up. I couldn't breathe. I don't have long, he continued, and I need to see you. Need to apologize in person. Need to tell you face to face that I was wrong and you were right, and I'm sorry. I wanted to hang up, wanted to tell him it was too little too late, but I couldn't make the words come out. Where are you? I finally asked. He gave me an address, a shelter on the east side of town. Tomorrow, I said. I'll come tomorrow. I hung up, looked at Gabrielle. She was shaking her head. You're really going to see them? I have to know, I said. I have to hear them say it to my face, that they were wrong, that they believe me now. And then what? I don't know. But I did know. Deep down, I knew exactly what would happen. They'd apologize, they'd cry, they'd beg, and I'd have to decide whether I was the kind of man who could turn his back on his dying father. The next day, I drove to the address my father gave me. A homeless shelter in a rough part of town, the kind of place I'd almost ended up in 7 years ago. I walked in, signed the visitor log, asked for Jerome and Carolyn Rivers. The woman at the desk pointed to a corner of the common room, and there they were. My parents, looking 20 years older than I remembered. My father was thin, sick. My mother's hair had gone completely grey. They saw me. Both of them stood up, started walking toward me. But they weren't alone. Behind them were Uncle Raymond, Aunt Diane, Cousin LaShawn, and Jasmine. My sister. The person who destroyed my life. Standing there with tears running down her face. They'd brought the whole family. The whole family who'd turned their backs on me. And suddenly, I realized this wasn't just about an apology. They wanted something more. They'd ambushed me. Brought the whole family like this was some kind of intervention, like they could surround me with the same people who destroyed my life, and I'd just break down and forgive everyone. But as I stood there looking at their faces, I realized something was wrong. They weren't just sorry. They were desperate. And desperate people always have secrets. Malik, my father said, reaching for me. I stepped back. Don't. He dropped his hand, looked at the floor. Son, we're all here because we need to talk to you. All of us together. I can see that. What I can't see is why you thought bringing her was a good idea. I pointed at Jasmine. My sister flinched, started crying harder. Malik, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what I did to you. Sorry doesn't give me back 7 years. I know it doesn't. I was sick. Mentally sick. Jealous and angry, and I took it out on you, and I ruined your life, and I can't take it back. Uncle Raymond stepped forward. Malik, we all failed you. Every single one of us. We should have questioned Jasmine's story. Should have demanded proof. Should have protected you. Yeah, you should have, I said. But you didn't. You beat to me. Kicked me. Disowned me. Spread lies about me to everyone I knew. You destroyed my reputation, my career, my future. And now you want what? Forgiveness? Absolution? My mother was sobbing. We want a chance to make it right. There is no making this right. Then let us try, Aunt Diane said. Please, Malik, We know we don't deserve it. But please. I looked at each of them, saw the desperation in their eyes. And that's when I knew. This isn't just about apologizing, I said slowly. You want something else, what is it? The room went silent. My family exchanged glances. Tell me, I demanded. What do you really want? My father sat down heavily, put his head in his hands. We need help, Malik. Real help. I know. Mom told me you're broke and homeless, that you want money. It's not just money, my mother said quietly. It's Jasmine. I looked at my sister, really looked at her. She was thin, pale, had dark circles under her eyes that makeup couldn't hide. What about Jasmine? She's sick, my mother said. Kidney failure. She needs a transplant. She's been on the donor list for 2 years, but she's running out of time. The words hit me like a freight train. And let me guess, I said. You want me to get tested, see if I'm a match? My mother nodded. You're her brother, her only sibling. You're the best chance she has. I laughed. Actually laughed. You've got to be kidding me. Malik, please. She destroyed my life, I shouted. She lied about me, got me disowned, got me beaten, made me homeless, made me want to kill myself. And now you want me to give her one of my kidneys. She's dying, my father said. She's your sister and she's dying. She stopped being my sister 7 years ago, when she decided to ruin my life for no reason. Jasmine fell to her knees. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I was jealous and stupid, and I made the worst mistake of my life. But Malik, please, I'm begging you. I don't want to die. I didn't want to die either, I said coldly. But you didn't care about that when you left me in the streets. I know. And I'll spend whatever time I have left trying to make it up to you, but please. Please save my life. I looked at my parents. Is this why you really called? Is this why you hired a private investigator to find me? Not to apologize, to get me to save her. My mother couldn't meet my eyes. That told me everything. You're unbelievable, I said. All of you. You didn't come here to make amends. You came here to use me again. That's not fair, Uncle Raymond said. We're genuinely sorry for what we did. Are you? Or are you just sorry that you need something from the person you threw away? Both things can be true, my father said quietly. I am sorry. More sorry than you'll ever know. And yes, we need your help. Does that make the apology less real? Maybe. But it doesn't make it less true. I wanted to walk out. Wanted to tell them all to go to hell. But something stopped me. Why should I help any of you? I asked. Give me one good reason. Because you're a better man than we are, my mother said. Because even after everything we did to you, you're still the good man we raised you to be. You didn't raise me, I shot back. You threw me out before you finished raising me. Anthony Mitchell raised me. He's the one who taught me how to be a man. Then be the man he taught you to be, my father said. Be better than us. Show mercy where we showed none. It was a manipulation. I knew it was a manipulation. But it was also true. I need to think, I said. We don't have much time, my mother said. Jasmine's been getting worse. The doctors say. I said I need to think. I walked out, got in my car, drove home in a daze. Gabrielle was waiting, took one look at my face and pulled me into her arms. What happened? I told her everything. About Jasmine being sick, about them wanting my kidney, about the ambush. They're using you, Gabrielle said. They don't care about you. They care about what you can do for them. I know. So you're not going to help them, right? I couldn't answer. Because I didn't know. That night, I called Anthony. Told him what happened. What do you think I should do? I asked. That's not my decision, son. But I'll tell you what I told you 7 years ago. You need to be able to live with whatever choice you make. I don't know if I can live with letting her die. Even after what she did to you. She was 25. Stupid. Jealous. Doesn't mean she deserves to die. No, Anthony agreed. It doesn't. But it also doesn't mean you owe her your kidney. I spent 3 days thinking about it. 3 days of barely sleeping. Barely eating. Trying to figure out what the right thing to do was. On the 4th day, I went back to the shelter. My family was there. Waiting. Hoping. I'll get tested, I said. My mother burst into tears. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I'm not doing it for you, I said. I'm not even doing it for her. I'm doing it because I have to be able to look my kids in the eye and tell them their father did the right thing. I got tested. Turned out I was a perfect match. Of course I was. The surgery was scheduled for 6 weeks later. During those 6 weeks, my family tried to rebuild bridges, tried to have conversations, tried to be a family again. But it didn't work. Too much damage, too much pain. Some things can't be fixed with apologies and good intentions. The night before the surgery, Jasmine came to see me at the hospital. I need to tell you something, she said. Something I didn't tell the family. What? I didn't just lie because I was jealous. I mean, I was jealous. But that's not the whole reason. My stomach dropped. What are you talking about? Do you remember my boyfriend from back then? Darius? I nodded. He was cheating on me. With one of my friends. I was devastated. And one night I was crying and you came home from college. You tried to comfort me. Hugged me. Told me I deserved better. So Darius saw. Got jealous. Told me if I didn't do something about how close we were, he'd leave me. Said it was inappropriate. Said you were probably into me. I felt sick. You destroyed my life because of some jealous boyfriend? He pushed me, she said, planted the idea, and I was so desperate to keep him that I ran with it. Made up the story. Thought maybe if I got rid of you, if I became the center of attention, he'd love me again. Did he? He left me anyway. 2 months later, for the same girl he'd been cheating with. I stared at her. You ruined my life for a man who didn't even want you. I know, and I've hated myself every day since. The guilt almost killed me before the kidney disease did. Is that supposed to make me feel better? No, it's supposed to make you understand. I was young, stupid, manipulated, and I made the worst choice of my life. But Malik, I need you to know that I loved you. I still love you. You were the best brother anyone could ask for, and I destroyed that because I was weak. She left. I sat there processing what she'd told me. The next morning, they wheeled me into surgery. I gave Jasmine my kidney. Saved her life. But here's what I didn't do. I didn't forgive my family. I didn't let them back into my life. I didn't give them money to get back on their feet. After I recovered, I went home to my wife and kids. My real family. The family that chose me. The family that believed in me. My parents called a few times, asked if we could have dinner, build a relationship, be a family again. I said no. Every time. Because giving Jasmine my kidney was about my morality. About being able to look myself in the mirror. About showing my kids that we help people even when they don't deserve it. But forgiveness? Letting them back into my life? That was different. That was about trust. And trust, once shattered completely, can never be fully rebuilt. Jasmine lived. My father died 8 months later. I didn't go to the funeral. My mother sent me pictures. Pictures of the family gathered around his casket, Uncle Raymond giving a eulogy, Cousin LaShawn crying. There was an empty space in the front row, where the oldest son should have been. I felt something when I saw those pictures. Sadness, regret, but not guilt. I'd given them what I could. My kidney, my mercy. But not my forgiveness, not my presence, not my life. A year later, my mother sent a letter. Said she understood why I couldn't forgive them. Said she hoped one day I'd change my mind. Said she was proud of the man I'd become, despite everything they'd done to destroy me. I kept the letter, but I didn't respond. Because some betrayals are too deep, some wounds never heal, and sometimes the best thing you can do is save someone's life and then walk away. I gave Jasmine 7 more years. 7 years to make peace with what she'd done. 7 years to live a life she didn't deserve. But I gave her anyway. But I wouldn't give my parents what they really wanted. The son they threw away. The family they destroyed. The relationship they shattered. They got to live with that. Just like I had to live with the scars they left. And maybe that was the real justice. Not revenge, not cruelty, just the natural consequence of their choices. They saved Jasmine's life through me, but they lost their son forever. That was the price they paid. And unlike me 7 years ago, they had no one to blame but themselves. Thanks for listening to this story. If it touched your heart, please leave a like and subscribe. Have you experienced something similar? Share your story in the comments below.